Hello guys, welcome to another lecture of PIC microcontroller series. In this lecture we are going to learn about programming. So for programming we need these two softwares, Micro-C and Proteus 8 Professional. This is our microcontroller PIC16F877A. First of all we are going to design the circuit in Proteus software. Open your Proteus software, go to schematic capture environment. This is our schematic capture environment. So let's start with a simple circuit. So this is a circuit with 9 volt battery, a 330 ohm resistance and a LED. In this environment we need to pick these devices from its library. Just click on this P symbol, then search for your devices. First we need a battery. This is our battery. Then we need a resistance. This is a resistance, LED. Choose LED with color red and library active. Now all these devices are successfully added into our device list. It's time to design the circuit. Select your battery and place it, LED, then resistance. To make connection, go to this pin, select this pin, it will automatically generate a wire, then connect it, same here and like this. So our circuit is successfully completed, but we need to change this resistance from 10k to 330 ohm. Double click here, 330. Okay, after circuit completion run the simulation. So our circuit is successfully working now. Once your circuit is completed, then run the simulation. Okay, now it's working. So this is a little bit idea how we are going to design the circuits. This particular software support both circuit, programmable and non-programmable circuit, and you can use this software for your circuit designing purposes. Now come back to the PIC microcontroller. So this is the pin diagram of PIC16F877A. This is the circuit we have already designed in Proteus simulation. Now we are going to control this LED with PIC16F877A. So let's start with the embedded system. Embedded system is a hardware plus software. Okay. So an embedded system can be divided into two types, digital type and analog type. So in digital and analog, it can be subdivided into digital inputs and digital outputs, then analog inputs and analog outputs. It means our microcontroller system can accept digital inputs like switches, sensors, and it can also generate digital outputs like controlling some digital output devices. Also in analog part, it will accept some analog data from some sensors and also can generate some analog output for some analog devices. So this is the basic idea. So very first we are going to deal with digital outputs. After completion of digital output controlling, we are going into digital inputs. Okay, once the digital section is fully completed, then we are move forward into analog part. Then in analog part we learn how to accept analog inputs and how generate analog outputs. After completion digital and analog systems, we will move further into some communication part, where we learn about communication with different technologies around the world like UART, I2C, master slave concepts and other technologies. Okay, let us start with LED interfacing. LED is an output device having two terminals, anode and cathode. This is the circuit diagram for LED interfacing. Here we have microcontroller PIC16F877A. also have 8 LEDs connected to the port B of microcontroller. You can see from RB0, RB1, RB2, RB3, RB4, RB5, RB6, RB7 we have one LED connected to each pin. Then this LED's anode terminal, all anode terminals are shorted through a resistance to the 5 volt. So to glow a particular LED, what we need positive on anode and negative on cathode. So all LEDs are getting positive from the power supply. What we need to generate the ground voltage or a 0 volt from this particular pins. So in programming, what we are going to do, we are going to write a program for this particular port that will make all LEDs glow. Okay, let's start with circuit designing and programming. First of all, we are going to implement this circuit in Proteus. Go to your software, select the device, pick 16F877A. Okay, add it to the list successfully. We need resistance, we already have a resistance. Also need a LED, we already have a LED. Okay, place this microcontroller, then look for port B. Here we have port B from pin number 33, 34, 35, 36 to up to 40 pin. RB0, RB1, RB2, RB3 up to RB7. Okay, select an LED, place it. If you want to rotate it, just click on it and rotate it clockwise. You can copy this, paste, copy 2 LEDs, paste these 2 LEDs. Now we have 4. Copy these and place them here. Okay, now we have 8 LEDs here. Now make the connections. RB0 to first LED, RB1 to second, RB2, RB3, RB4, RB5, RB6, and then RB7. Short their positive terminals. Place here a terminal with power. Power means it will automatically provide 5 volt to all LEDs. Okay, I think we are forgetting the resistance. To get resistance here, click on this component mode. You will back to your library, then delete this, place this, and what is the value of this resistance? This resistance is 470 ohm. Okay, 470. Okay, done. Now our circuit is ready. In Proteus, we do not need to create this particular circuit. Okay, in Proteus, a microcontroller is already understanding that we are going to put some program in this, and it will automatically simulate this one. But if you are going to design this circuit, actually you need to implement this circuit also with your microcontroller. Let us start our coding part. For coding, open your MicroSys software. Initially it will look like this one. Okay, to start a new project, first of all, if there is any project is already open, just close that one. Okay, after closing that project, you just click here, new project, provide a name. So let us provide a name, 8 LEDs. 8 LEDs. here you select the path where you want to save this one. Also remind this location, because in Proteus we are going to look for a file which will help in simulation. So now I am going to save this one in, I have a folder here names as codes. Okay, if you want provide some description you can, then select your device. So we are working on PIC16F. So PIC16F, then 877A. Okay, this is our microcontroller PIC16F 877A. So it will asking for clock. We are using 8 megahertz, that crystal oscillator. So here we have some flags. Just hit the default setting and do one thing here, power right on. Okay, then okay. So now our programming environment is ready for code. Before we directly jump into the programming, let us take a look on the datasheet. In datasheet, look for input output ports, then search for port B. Port B. Okay, here we have port B and the TRISC-B register. Port B is an 8-bit wide. 8-bit wide means it have 8 pins. Then bidirectional port. Bidirectional port means it can be used as an input and also can be used as an output. So to decide this thing, we have a command TRISC-B. This TRISC command, how it works, it is a data direction register which decides the direction of data flow. If data is coming inside the microcontroller, it will act as an input device. If data is coming out of the microcontroller, it will act as an output device. To setting a TRISC bit is equal to 1 will make the corresponding port B pin an input. So if we want to make a particular pin of port B, particular pin of a port B means if we want RB0 as a input, what we will do, we just provide the data 1 on that pin. Okay, I will explain this one. On clearing, the TRISC bit is equal to 0. Clearing means providing 0 data on that particular pin will make the corresponding port B pin an output. So here we are getting information that if we are providing 1, then this bit will become as input. If we are providing 0, this bit will become as a output. So you can place comment by using these 2 slashes, then write whatever you want in comments. So this comment will not affect your program. Then start your programming with void main, bracket start, bracket close, use curly brackets. Then very first use TRISC-B is equal to 0x00. What it means? It will make all pins of port B as output. So this 0x00 is a hexadecimal data. If we are converting this 00 into the binary form, it will look like 00000000. So this is the data in binary form and this is the data in hexadecimal form. Let us take a look how this data is formed. To learn this thing, you need a table. Just write the pin number from right side to left side, pin 0, pin 1, pin 2, pin 3 up to pin 7. These all pins are associated with port B. Okay, and we already know that to make a particular pin as an output, we need to provide a data on this particular pin through TRISC-B register is 0. So right now I am making all pins as an output. Done. So I am writing 0 under these pins. To convert this binary data to hexadecimal data, we need conversion from binary to hex. So to make binary to hex conversion, we make pair of 4 and solve this one. This one comes to 0 and this one comes to 0. If you are not familiar with how to convert binary to hex, first learn this thing. Okay, let's suppose we have a project with 4 output devices and 4 input devices connected to the port B. So where we have input devices, we need to provide data 1 through TRISC-B register on this particular port. Okay, so now this data become F. So our binary data is this, and in hexadecimal form we have data F0. So we need to write here is F0. It will make first 4 pins as an output and another 4 pin as a input. Okay, right now we are using 8 LEDs which all are output device. So we need all output here. Okay. So our data is 0x00. I hope you understand this thing. Now let us move further in our programming part. Write another command, port B is equal to 0x00. What this command will do, it will provide the data 00 on all pins. Okay, so first thing, keep in mind, when we are dealing in a digital devices, we can provide two type of data. Either we provide 0 or either we provide 1. Okay, so right now we are providing 00 on all pins. Let us take a look in our circuit. So in our circuit, these LEDs are connected to the positive terminal from their anode part, and cathode's terminals are connected to the port B. In our code, we specified that port B providing data 0 on this port, which means every pin providing 0 on this terminal to the LEDs. To make a LED in on condition, we need positive on the anode terminal, and on cathode we need ground or 0. To run the simulation, double click on this microcontroller, look for your folder where you have saved your program, then look for hex file, same name as your program. We saved our program with 8 LEDs. Now we have a file here with name of 8leds.hex. Open it, then press OK and run the simulation. Here you can see all LEDs are in on condition. Do one thing, remove that resistance from here, it will cause some error. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are providing some different data on this port. Let's suppose I am writing F0. F0 means that if I am writing F0, it means it will make these 4 pins as 1 and these 4 pins as 0. Okay, don't confuse in between TRISC-B and port B. TRISC-B is only for making input or output, and port B command is used to provide the data. Right now I am writing port B is equal to 0xF0, which means it will glow half LEDs on and half LEDs will be off. So when you make changes in your program, first go to build, check for any error. If there is no error, then go to your microcontroller, look for the hex file, then open. OK, run the simulation. Now you can see only 4 LEDs get turned on and another 4 LEDs get turned off. Why is that so? Because we are providing data 1 on pin number 4, 5, 6, 7 and data on pin 0 to pin 3 is 0. So where we are getting data 0, those LEDs will get turned on. Where we are getting data as 1, those LEDs get turned off. Right now we have knowledge about how to turn on and turn off a particular LED. So let's try another set of program in which we are going to make these all LEDs on for a particular time, then we are making to turn off these LEDs for a particular time. To blink a LED, we need to make these LEDs first get turned on. To turn on, we need to provide data 0x00, which will turn on all LEDs. Then write another command, port B is equal to 0xFF, which will turn off these LEDs. Okay. If you use this program in your simulation, let's see what it will do. So it is doing nothing. It is happening because our microcontroller is working in a very fast speed and we are not able to see the LED on and off. So to make a particular LED to hold for a time, we need to use delay. To use delay, write delay underscore ms, then provide the time. I am providing 100 millisecond. Provide this delay after off time. Okay. Then go to build, go to your circuit diagram, open your hex file, then run this simulation. Now you can see your LEDs get turned on, then turned off. You know why? Because our microcontroller reading this command, okay, he knows that I'm going to make these particular pins as output, then going to turn on LEDs, then wait for 100 millisecond, then turn off LEDs, then another wait for 100 seconds, then it's over. To make LEDs blink for infinite time, we need to repeat this code from line number 8 to 11 in an infinite loop. So what we will do, we will create a loop while one, which is a infinite loop, and put this line inside this while one. Now check your code. Now you can see your LEDs are blinking for infinite time. They will blink until you cut the power off from your microcontroller. So this is all about how to blink LEDs. Okay, thank you.